elements that should never attempt marrying each other. Your elements and the best soulmates that suits the elements. Before I kind of explain this, I need to bring this note of warning. This particular video is beneficial for all, and you will need it even if it's not for you, for your loved ones, but it's specifically for those who are yet to marry, because marriage is for better, for worse. Once you're already married, you will not say, I said, Jenny Action TV say that I am this element, and because of it, this element should not marry. I made mistake in marrying you. No. The Bible actually says, man, dwell with them in knowledge as unto the weaker vessel. What it means that you should know more about your partner and know how to manage your partner. So now, this element and the best person to have more connection to those that are yet to get married, because it will actually help them to make right choices. And if you're already engaged and your relationship is okay, remember that there is fifth element, which is human mind. The human mind, you can actually understand with your spouse and manage some of the kind of inadequacies. You can go ahead with your marriage, because actually we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. But for those that still have ample opportunity to make choice as for who to marry, it will be better that you understand that there are at least two of these elements that may not be the best to marry each other, while there is one that is universal element. So discover the universal element and two elements that may not actually marry each other. So if only you can follow me to the end of this video, you will be able to understand this thing about elements and marriage. So welcome once again to Jenny Action TV. In this particular channel, I'll discuss three important variables which are actually health, safety, and spirituality. Believe me, if you can understand and apply these three correctly in your life, the sky will not be your limit. It becomes a starting point. If this is the very first time you're landing in this channel, you're highly welcome. Please do well to hit the red subscribe button and the bell notification so that YouTube will always notify you once I upload a new video. For my returning subscribers, I love you so much. Thank you for always stopping by. For my new timers, if you're searching for any video, go to search button in YouTube and type Jenny Action TV, slide the keyword in that video. Let's say, for example, element. You get the previous videos I've made, and then you watch and get lots of value. I will start with elaborating more about the characteristics of all these elements, so that by the time I tell you that this element is not best, if you combine with this, you will understand. For example, for water element, let me start with the last, water, according to alphabetical order. For the water element, you will discover that this element, even if you check them by the hands, as I explained, their hands is more soft and a kind of sensitive. They are mostly introverts. It's not easy for them to express themselves openly. They mostly use their energy for creativity. They are not that noisy type, people that speak out. They may be passing through something and still be enduring it within themselves, and they sometimes seem to be a bit confused, and they have fluid like a kind of emotions. You cannot easily understand them very well. Today they are so happy, tomorrow they will suddenly not happy. You will not be able to discover them very well. And this particular water is not good if they settle for fire elements in marriage. Let me bring some attributes of fire element. You know, fire elements are those people that are energetic. In fact, they are fire, whatever they are doing. They have lots of warmth in life. They are enthusiastic about anything they want to do. Their intellect is so high. Their emotional state is also like fire. They can fight the whole world when they get angry. So sometimes they tend to be temperamental. They are emotional though, but that emotion takes over everything. When they want to be down to the earth, they down to the earth to the last, as if they are witch. When their temperament rises to the highest level, they tend to be often creative people. They may be brilliant, and then they get quick inspiration, and they are kind of more outspoken type. Now, it is not good for fire and the water element to marry, because by a kind of spiritually, fire tends to quench water. It may not be easy for the water to a kind of actualize their destiny under fire, because a kind of vibration of the fire will be too high for water to take. And then also, if fire did not kind of engulf the water, water would tend to quench the fire. So these two individuals that actually receive, especially in their palms, fire and water element. You can go back to the first video I made about this element to know your element through your palms. It's not best if two of them marry. So if you continue to follow me, you will find out another two that should not marry, and then the universal element that can actually marry everybody. So the next one I will be talking about now is air element. You know, 8 elements are those ones by specific. If you begin to look at their palm, you discover that the length of their fingers is almost equal to the kind of palm. And not only that, you will also find out that both sides are short. The palm is short, the hand is short. That does not mean that short people, you still see tall people, but they will have short fingers and short palm. These 8 elements, they are to an extent, the people you can call down to 8 people, they are not less complicated. One thing about them is that they are suspicious of all the elements. They are more a kind of sensitive people. They can take care of and tend things to the least. That they can sacrifice their life to take care of things. They can be a little bit boring. They are not too outspoken. You will not say that in between. They cannot too outspoken. They are not too quiet. They are kind of easy-going people. And the most beautiful thing about the 8th element is that they are universal elements. If you are 8th element, you are so blessed. You can marry anybody and live comfortably without any energy complications and vibrations that will be able to come in between your marriage, except if there are extraordinary force beyond your control, like people having spiritual marriage, like people having generational curse and other things. Beyond some of these extraneous variables, they can easily marry anybody. They can marry air element, they can marry fire element, they can marry water element, they can marry their fellow 8th element and live a happy and enjoyable life without any skin pain. The last but not the least is actually the air element. The air element are kind of more practical people. These people are very, very good in thinking, and as the name implies, they like to fly, they like to travel all over the places they don't want to stay one place. So this is why you should understand the way your spouse behaves and dwell with them with knowledge. If you are married to a woman or man that is air, don't expect that woman or man to sit in one office in the name of work. He will find one reason or the other to be doing business, running up and down. The energy they carry cannot stay one place. They can't just be quiet in one place without trying to make new friends, going from one place to the other, doing business, running up and down. That is their nature. So even if you're a man now, you're 8th element, you go and marry air element, be ready that you will be the one nurturing the children, and the air element will be running up and down for business. If you also end up marrying your fellow element, yes, two of you become wonderful travelers, but you may need a trusted worthy person to be taking care of your children, because it might actually affect. So one word, then, these people are basic practical people. They think a lot. They like a kind of doing more practical things. They don't like to stay one place. Yes, they may be simple, and then they may also be gentle people, but they cannot just be at peace in being one place. They will always want to be being more of a practical person. And this air element will be good if they marry fire element, because when they are also outspoken to an extent, so to an extent they will merge with a kind of energy of fire. None of them can actually quench each other without manifesting their destiny. Air element can easily also marry water element, because their vibration frequency is not too much of the fact that they will now go and quench water. Instead, they may be the one going out trying to go and fend for the family, while the other one that is water will be the one sitting one place trying to tend. They are also good at marrying their fellow air element. But they are also good at marrying earth element, but that does not make them universal element. They will be best if air would only marry earth element and not even the water. And also, it's not good for them to marry their fellow air element. It's best for them to marry either earth element or fire element or water element, but not actually two of them flying up and down. Then another element that is not best if they marry themselves is fire and fire. Air and air can marry, water and water can marry, earth and earth can marry, but fire and fire is not best they marry each other. Otherwise, they will burn themselves out down. That is where you see two temperamental people getting into marriage, and at the end of the day, because they cannot control you, hear that one has killed the other. So to avoid some of this eventuality, it's not the best for them to marry. Then if you're already in Christ, and then you have gotten all the fruits of the Spirit, which one of them is self-control, and you see that you have the capacity to control even your anger, and then, because the Bible actually says you should be angry and sin not, and can condone. You can actually do all things through Christ who strengthens you. If you're already married, please dwell with your spouse in knowledge. Understand this element that they have key roles to play in their life. Try to be in understanding and make your marriage heaven on earth. So with this, I've actually come to the end of today's video, believing that some people have actually found value. If you're one of them, why not give me that thumbs up? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification so as to get the next upload, comment on this video, share this video to everyone. You might actually be helping lots of people. As you do all this, may God bless you, honor you, and cause you to ride upon the high places of this earth. Still your Lady Jenny saying bye-bye.